Hello, everyone, and welcome to Oxford Essential 4000 Words. I'm Emma, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderfully curious Frank.
Hi, Emma, and hello to all our listeners out there. It's great to start our Oxford Essential 4000 Words study. This is our first episode. I'm feeling particularly energetic today, ready to tackle some new vocabulary.
That's the spirit, Frank. I love that energy. So, before we dive in, how was your weekend? Did you do anything exciting?
It was pretty relaxing, actually. I spent most of Saturday at an indoor flea market. You would not believe the strange and wonderful things I found. But enough about my weekend treasures. What's on the menu for today? What words are we unlocking?
I'm glad you asked. It's quite a mix today. We have abandon, somewhat, man, indoor, anxiety, defense, version, prompt, pool, plan, and conclusion.
Wow, that is a list. Man is a verb, and pool not just for swimming, I assume? This sounds like it's going to be somewhat interesting. See what I did there?
Ha, very clever, Frank. Yes, exactly. We're diving into some common words with less common uses. So, are you ready to get started?
Absolutely. Lead the way, Emma. Let's start with the first one on the list abandon.
Perfect. So, abandon is a verb. Its core meaning is to leave a place, thing, or person, usually forever. In Chinese, we'd say 放弃 or 抛弃.
So, like when a ship sinks and the captain orders everyone to abandon ship?
Exactly, that's a classic example. You can also abandon an idea or a plan. For instance, we had to abandon our plan for a picnic because of the rain.
Ah, I see. So it's not just physical things. What about another example? Maybe something a bit different?
Of course, you could say, the old house was abandoned years ago. Here it means it was left empty and uncared for. There's a sense of desertion.
Got it. So it has a slightly negative or sad feeling to it sometimes. It's not just stopping something, but leaving it behind completely.
That's a great way to put it, Frank. Now, how about our next word, somewhat?
Right, the one I sneakily used earlier. It's an adverb, right?
Precisely. It means to some degree or a little. In Chinese, it's like saying 有点 or 稍微. We use it to modify adjectives or adverbs. For example, I was somewhat surprised to see him there.
So it's like saying I was a little surprised. Is it more formal than saying a bit or a little?
That's a great question. Yes, somewhat can sound a bit more formal or literary than a little or a bit, which are very common in casual conversation. You might see somewhat more often in writing. For instance, the test was somewhat more difficult than we expected.
That makes sense. It's a good word to have for more formal situations. Let's move on to the one that caught my eye. Man, I know it as a noun, but as a verb?
Yes, this is a fantastic one. As a verb, man means to staff or operate a place or a piece of equipment. The core idea in Chinese is 派人驻守 or 操作.
So if I'm working at a trade show, my boss might tell me to man the booth?
You've got it perfectly. Or you might hear, we need someone to man the phones while the receptionist is at lunch. It's all about having a person present and in control of something.
That's really useful. I feel like I've heard it before but never really thought about it. All hands on deck. We need to man the lifeboats.
Another excellent example. It has that sense of duty and responsibility. Now, let's go to an easier one indoor.
Okay, that sounds straightforward. It's an adjective, meaning something that is situated, done, or used inside a building. Shuneda, like my indoor flea market adventure.
Exactly. You can have an indoor swimming pool, indoor plants, or indoor games for a rainy day.
So the opposite would be outdoor. An outdoor concert versus an indoor concert. Simple enough. What about anxiety? That's a heavy one.
It is, but it's a very important word. Anxiety is a noun, and it refers to a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. The Chinese translation is 焦虑.
I think everyone feels anxiety from time to time, like before a big exam or a job interview. You could say, he felt a great deal of anxiety about his final exams.
That's a perfect sentence. We also use it in a more clinical sense to talk about anxiety disorders. But in everyday use, you can also talk about ways to reduce anxiety, like exercise or meditation. For example, breathing exercises can help reduce anxiety.
Right, a very relevant word for modern life. Okay, what's next on our list? Defense.
Defense. And note the spelling Defence. This is the British spelling. In American English, it's spelled with an S, Defense. It's a noun meaning protection or resistance against attack. In Chinese, feng yu.
So, like the Ministry of Defense in the UK government, or a football team having a strong defense?
Both are perfect examples. It can also mean what is said or written in support of something or someone that has been criticized. For instance, he wrote a long letter in defense of his action.
Oh, so it's like a justification. What do you have to say in your defense? That's a line from every courtroom movie ever.
Haha, absolutely. It's a very versatile word. Let's move on to version.
Okay, version. That's a noun. I think of software updates, like the latest version of an app.
That's the most common use today, a particular form of something differing in certain respects from an earlier form or other forms of the same type of thing. Or in Chinese, ben. So you can have the new version of a phone, a car, or a piece of software.
But can it be used for other things, like not technology?
Yes, definitely. You can also talk about a person's account of something. For example, his version of the story was very different from hers. It means his side of the story, his account of the event.
Ah, so it's about a specific point of view. Interesting. Okay, the next word is prompt.
Prompt. This can be an adjective or a verb. As an adjective, it means done without delay, immediate. The Chinese would be 迅速的. You could say, she is always prompt in replying to my email.
A quality I appreciate in people. What about as a verb?
As a verb, to prompt means to cause or bring about an action or feeling. In Chinese, 促使. For example, his question prompted a long discussion. It was the trigger for the discussion.
I see, so it initiates something. The director of a play might also prompt an actor if they forget their lines, right? Giving them a little reminder?
Exactly right. It's a little push to get things moving. Now let's talk about pool.
Beyond the swimming kind, I hope.
Way beyond. As a verb, pool means to collect money, information, or resources from different people or places so they can be used by the group. The Chinese is 汇集.
Oh, like when my friends and I pool our money to buy a big pizza to share.
That is the perfect everyday example. Or in a business context, let's pool our ideas and see if we can solve this problem. You're creating a shared collection of ideas.
That's a great visual. A pool of ideas. I like that. Two more to go. Next up is plan.
Plan. This can be a noun or a verb, and it's a very common word. A plan is a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. To plan is the action of making that proposal. The Chinese is simple, 计划.
So, what's your plan for the weekend? Or we need to plan our vacation carefully.
Precisely. We can make a plan, stick to the plan, or as we learned earlier, abandon a plan. For example, the original plan was to travel by train, but we decided to drive instead.
Straightforward enough. And that brings us to our final word for today, conclusion.
Conclusion. It's a noun. It can mean the end or finish of an event or process, but more often it refers to a judgment or decision reached by reasoning. In Chinese, we'd say 结论.
So, at the end of a long meeting, the boss might say, so what's the conclusion here? Meaning, what have we decided?
Exactly. Or in a scientific context, the data led them to an interesting conclusion. You can draw a conclusion from evidence or jump to a conclusion without enough evidence.
Don't jump to conclusions. I've definitely been told that a few times. It means don't make a decision too quickly.
That's it exactly. A fantastic set of words today. Are you ready to put them all together, Frank?
I am. I'm excited to see how we can weave all of these into a single conversation.
All right, everyone. Now it's time for our scenario dialogue. Today, Frank and I will be colleagues discussing a challenging project at work. Listen closely to how we use today's word.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's start. Hey, Emma, do you have a minute? I'm feeling a lot of anxiety about the new project plan. I think we might have to abandon our initial idea.
Really, Frank? I thought the plan was solid. What prompted this change of heart? I'm willing to listen to your defense of this new position.
Well, the latest version of the client's feedback just came in. It's somewhat different from what we expected, and it seems our current approach doesn't quite fit.
I see. An updated version can certainly change things. We need a prompt response. Let's not jump to the conclusion that we have to start over just yet.
I agree. My idea is that we should pool our team's resources. We need to get everyone together for an indoor brainstorming session this afternoon.
That's a constructive idea. Who do you suggest we get to man the whiteboard and take notes? We'll need to capture every idea.
I can do that. I think if we put our heads together, we can come to a better conclusion and present a revised plan by the end of the day. I just don't want to fail.
We won't fail. It's just a setback. A good team is its own best defense against challenges like this. Let's do it.
And that's a wrap on the dialogue. I have to say, that felt very realistic. It's amazing how these words fit so naturally into a work conversation.
It is, isn't it? We saw anxiety about the project, the idea to abandon the plan, what prompted the feeling, the new version of feedback, and the defense of an idea. Then we had the solution: pool resources for an indoor meeting, someone to man the whiteboard, all to reach a better conclusion. And the feedback was somewhat different. We got them all in.
We did. That was great. And now, I think it's time to test our listeners. It's time for our translation challenge. I'm going to say a sentence in Chinese using some of today's words. Your job, dear listeners, is to translate it into English. I'll give you 5 seconds. Ready, Emma?
I'm ready to cheer them on. Let's hear the first sentence.
Okay, challenge number one. Here is the sentence.
尽管项目初期他感到非常焦虑，但他最终没有放弃，而是得出了一个令人信服的结论。
I'll repeat that. 尽管项目初期他感到非常焦虑，但他最终没有放弃，而是得出了一个令人信服的结论。Your 5 seconds start now.
You can do it. Think about the structure. How do you say despite or although?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Emma, what are some good answers?
Okay, a great direct translation would be: although he felt a lot of anxiety at the beginning of the project, he didn't abandon it and reached a convincing conclusion in the end.
That's very good. I was also thinking something like, despite his initial anxiety about the project, he ultimately didn't abandon it, instead drawing a convincing conclusion. Using despite and drawing a conclusion are nice touches.
Excellent alternatives. Both capture the meaning perfectly. Okay, Frank, hit us with another one.
You got it. Challenge number 2. This one is about a work situation. 为了给这次室内活动提供有力的防御，他的老板要求他立即派人守住入口。One more time. 为了给这次室内活动提供有力的防御，他的老板要求他立即派人守住入口。
Think about the word for provide, and what does immediately mean?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, what have we got, Em?
A solid answer would be to provide a strong defense for the indoor event. His boss asked him to promptly man the entrance.
I like that use of promptly. Another way could be his boss demanded that he man the entrance immediately, in defense of the indoor event. A slightly different structure, but the same core message.
Both work beautifully. I think we have time for one more challenge. Let's make it a good one.
My thoughts exactly. Final challenge for today. 我们最好把资源汇集起来，因为这个新版本的计划看起来有些复杂。Again, 我们最好把资源汇集起来，因为这个新版本的计划看起来有些复杂。You have 5 seconds.
How do you say it's best to? And what's our word for a little?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Let's hear the final answer.
A great translation is: we should pool our resources because this new version of the plan seems somewhat complicated.
Simple and perfect. Or for a slight variation, it would be best if we pool our resources, as this new version of the plan looks somewhat complex. Using complex instead of complicated works well too.
Fantastic work, Frank, and fantastic work to all our listeners who tried the challenges. You are all improving with every episode.
Absolutely. That was a lot of fun. We covered a great list of words today, from abandoning plans to manning the phones.
We certainly did, and we hope you all feel somewhat more confident using them now. Remember, practice is key. Try to use one or two of these words this week.
That's the best way to learn. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to Oxford Essential 4000 Words.
It was a pleasure as always. Join us next time for more words and more fun. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye for now.